of your children's lives. I hope you've had a wonderful experience getting to see our teachers do what they do best, teach their craft at the top of their game, and love your children well. Enjoy the rest of your day. The schedule is behind me, but when we're dismissed, we'll dismiss to E period. But I want to take an opportunity to give you guys a tiny taste of the spirit that we experience in middle school every day. So students, you know what to do when I say what I'm about to say. We're going to help our parents out. We're going to kick off the Almost a Spirit Week with We Are. Taylor. We are. Taylor. We are. Taylor. Go Big Red. Enjoy Parents' Day. Have an excellent day. Thank you.
You know where we're going? Yeah. I know. Now we've got to...
What's next? High school assembly?
Katie, great job there. Very kept your poise, even with the camera right there. I was like, man. I thought you'd see it. Did you hear that? Check.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Seriously. All right, George. Good.
Sorry, quick flip.
The Olympic Foundation is actually on the meeting. I thought that was last night. She said that. Well, they've not been very clear. Yes. Don't worry about it. You do it then. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm waiting for this day.
Part of the deal initially so they've been saying different things to different people, so Olympus is actually convening a meeting with all of them, right? Well, that's and we came back to we want medium size, 75, 350, 300.
Pretty chill there. So this is the big thing, I guess.
Some I don't want to serve on the committee, but
Feverish. 106. Excellent.
I'm glad it's over. Yeah. Well, they heard 8 or 10 small.
Right.
All the non-time sensitive announcements I'm going to sort of line up. So you guys speak freaking clean out your days first. That's just immediate. And then walk away announcement. After this one, exactly. You've got the notice of everything. They need to that's how I get it. Yes. No, that's actually
Check. 2.
right, good morning, Baylor School, and happy Friday. Thank you for accommodating our middle school Parents' Day with the slightly adjusted schedule for chapel, for assembly, I mean. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our speakers. So please welcome to the podium our MC, Amelie.
Hi guys, I'm Amelie, and today I have the pleasure to get to introduce some of my friends doing senior speeches. First on stage we have Riley Malden. When you first meet Riley, the thing that you notice is her smile. If you don't know her, you may recognize her from her leadership in dance, her extreme love of the color purple, or maybe her eye patch that she had last year when her eye almost got shot out after Baylor Macaulay. But if you're lucky enough to know her, you know that she's a very dependable and loving friend. And today you're all going to get to see what an amazing speaker she is too. Please welcome Riley to the stage.
If there's one phrase I've heard more than any other growing up, it's this one from my dad. Let that be a lesson. He says it after the little things, like when I failed a test, or after the bigger things, like when I've made a mistake and had to face the consequences. Sometimes it came with a smile, sometimes with a sigh, but always with love. And over the years, I've come to realize that he wasn't just teaching me to learn from life. He was showing me that life is full of lessons, if you're willing to pay attention. Out of all the lessons I've learned so far, one stands above the rest. It's simple, but it means everything to me. Always be kind, no matter what. Sure, that sounds easy, but we all know it's not. Being kind when people are kind to you, that's expected. But being kind when you're tired, when you're hurting, or even if someone hurt you first, that's when it becomes a choice. And that choice matters more than we think. I was reminded of this in the most unexpected way when I got hit in the eye with a smoke bomb at the Baylor Macaulay game. In that moment, I felt really vulnerable and scared. But what happened after has stuck with me. Classmates, teachers, friends, even people I barely knew reached out and checked in. They offered to help, and they showed up. In that moment, kindness is what showed up. And it made me realize that kindness has a ripple effect. One small act can lead to another and another until it comes full circle, sometimes when you need it most. There's a verse in the Bible that captures what I've come to believe is one of the most important truths in life. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you." I feel that's not just a suggestion, it's a way of life, a lesson. The kind of lesson my dad would point to and say, let that be a lesson. So here's what I've learned and what I want to leave with all of you. Be kind, even when it's hard. Be compassionate, even when no one else is. Forgive, even when you don't feel like it. Because you never know whose life you're affecting, and you never know when that same kindness might come back to carry you through. And before I finish, I want to take a moment to say thank you to the people who have shaped me and supported me every step of the way. To my mom, thank you for being my best friend and my biggest cheerleader, and the person I can always count on, no matter what. To my Mimi, thank you for showing me what true kindness looks like every single day. To my papas, thank you for always being there with a hug when I needed one, and for being a steady, comforting presence in my life. To Jack, thank you for making me laugh even on the worst days, and reminding me to never take life too seriously. To my friends, thank you for sticking with me when times got hard, and for showing me the power of close friendships. To my dance family, thank you for giving me a place to land, an outlet to express myself, and a safe space after long, hard days. And finally, to the person who inspired this whole speech, my dad. Thank you for teaching me what it means to work and study hard, to lead with character, and to always put my best foot forward. I carry each of your lessons with me, and I'll take them wherever I go next. I love you all to the moon and back. Thank you.
Great job, Riley. That was wonderful. Next up, we have William Hubbard. Many of you may know Hubbard as the Honor Council Chair, and it's true, his code of values, particularly honor, is admirable. I was lucky enough, though, to get to know him as his mock trial partner last year, where I learned he's not only honest and hardworking, but perhaps the most dedicated person in the world to method acting as a morally gray rodeo owner named Reese Witherfork. Although he won't be using his country accent on the stage today, I'm sure his speaking skills will remain wonderful. Everyone welcome Hubbard to the stage.
Thank you, Amelie. One afternoon, about 2 weeks ago, I had just finished a trail run. I took my AirPods out of my ears and shoved them into my pocket, not bothering to put them back in their case. I was still in the forest at this point, so after I caught my breath, I started the short walk back to my car. When I got there, I of course turned on the AC and drank some water, but before I started my drive home, I wanted to get my music going again. My car's radio doesn't work, so I reached into my pocket to pull out my AirPods. In this moment, tragedy struck. There was only one AirPod in my pocket. I rushed out of my car and checked my phone to see its location, but there wasn't enough signal. I looked around manually for about 30 minutes before throwing in the towel. I had an AP Econ test the next day, and I knew that the opportunity cost of looking for my AirPod any longer would be bombing that test. Shout out A period. As I walked back to my car, again, I noticed that something was different this time. A gentle yellow-orange light filtered through the trees, covering everything. It gave warmth to the leaves and rocks, and it made the stream running across the trail genuinely sparkle. I stood still, and for a moment, the stress that comes with the beginning of senior year felt very far away. Now, at this point, you're probably expecting me to make a cheesy analogy about how losing an AirPod and seeing a sunset represents positive change in one's life. And you would be correct. I've tried a lot of after-school activities during my time at Baylor. In middle school, I wrestled, played football, played soccer, and I would have even played basketball if I hadn't bricked so many layups at tryouts. So far in high school, I have rowed, ran cross-country, done walkabout, done after-school music, and even ran winter track for a little while. And I've learned and had so much fun in all of these roles, but I'm actually taking this season off. Here's why. During May of last year, I was meeting with a teacher to ask for an extension. This teacher, of course, asked for my reason, so I pulled up my calendar app to show him the chaotic week that I was about to take on. Fortunately, he did give me an extension, but as I was leaving, he pointed out the fact that every week on my calendar looked that busy. I sort of shrugged and agreed, and then he said this: "You don't have to do everything." Now, I'm sure that this is very obvious for many of you, but it is exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. I'm not telling you all to quit your after-school activity. We need musicals, we need robotics, and we, of course, have some important business to take care of next week. But I am asking you to check in with yourself. How much did you sleep last night? Have you smiled yet today? What is something you're looking forward to doing this evening? Stressful weeks happen to all of us, but stressful years don't have to. Thank you, Mom and Dad, and thank you, people of Baylor. Y'all helped me make it through the hard weeks and made the normal weeks that much better. I'm looking forward to my final year at the best high school. If you take one thing away from my speech today, let it be this: you don't have to do everything. Thanks, y'all.
Great job, Hubbard. Our final speaker for today is Anna Stoddard. If you have the pleasure of knowing Anna, you know she's not only talented, but incredibly passionate. Her list of accomplishments is long: dancer, Respect Board member, French scholar / Euro enthusiast, and perhaps most importantly, the only person I've ever met who can get so many of her peers so excited about Quantum Club. Anna, we love you and can't wait to hear your passion in your speech today.
Imagine, it is 1946, and you have been found guilty of a murder committed in the blind haze of the caustic heat of a beach in French Algeria. You await your hanging the following morning. Quote, I must have fallen asleep because I woke up with the stars in my face. Sounds of the countryside were drifting in. Smells of night, earth, and salt air were cooling my face. Then, in the dark hour before dawn, sirens blasted. They were announcing departures for a world that now and forever meant nothing to me. And I felt ready to live it all again. For the first time, in that night alive with signs and stars, I opened myself to the gentle indifference of the world. I felt that I had been happy and was happy again. This is the conclusion of Nobel Prize winner Albert Camus' The Stranger, a hallmark of absurdist philosophy and one of my personal favorites. I wanted to open with this excerpt, for I would be doing the same with my very last night. I would be peering into the Pleiades and breathing in the quiet of the night. There's something so wonderfully human about looking up, isn't there? We can imagine our ancestors seated around a fire, gazing into the celestial abyss. We can envision ancient Polynesian wayfinders using the stars as their guide across the Pacific Ocean. But I like to think about a little 4-year-old girl in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with her arms wrapped around her knees, looking out from the window of a Garnet Volvo at the moon. This is one of my earliest memories, and it is quite vivid. Why is the moon following us? I chirped. My dad perked up and began to explain the convoluted astronomical principle of perspective in vain. We pulled into our driveway, and I still was not mollified. Not one to give up, he set up my pink and purple Furby and 2 cups on the kitchen table. The Furby is the moon, he explained. I was hooked. I was 6 months old when I stopped napping. My poor mother had no respite from her toddler when my contemporaries withdrew for nap time. Unless I was sick, I never slept much during the day, nor did I retire early at night. If you want to think about it in a romantic sort of way, you could say I wanted as much life as possible in 24 hours. I don't think my mother would think about it in a romantic sort of way. Nevertheless, I suppose this inability to shut my eyes in the car that evening inspired a question that I still, every day, try to answer. What is up there? I stand here on my first day of being an adult and implore you to do the same. Look up at the beautiful contrast of a green leaf against a bluebird sky. Look up at the little bit of indigo that lingers during a sunrise. Look up at the sickly green clouds when a thunderstorm is brewing. Look up at that bright star that might have already died. With our eyes perpetually pointed forward, pushing towards whatever we deem progress, just imagine how much we're missing up there. But the English teachers in the house will appreciate the fact that I'm going to nuance my thesis just a bit. Look down, too. Look down at the rich brown clay of Trenchtown, Jamaica. Look down at the child that asks you what book to read next. Look down at the yellow flowers that dance around French ponies' hooves. Look down at the beautiful symmetry of an equation that describes what the universe is made of. In essence, I'm telling you to, in appreciating the small things, exalt in the fact that you're alive. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has been known to say, quote, "We are the universe experiencing itself," end quote. We are made from the elements forged in the hearts of stars, and our consciousness is directly linked to the moment just after the Big Bang. Don't be boring.
So I speak on behalf of the universe in saying this. With every ounce of your being, with every breath in your lungs, with every sliver of patience in your heart, see the humanity that unites us. Recognize the sublime in the land that sustains us. Give yourself to the simple goal of goodness. That innominate power that binds me to the stars is the same that binds us to the earth and to each other. Thank you.
Great job, senior speakers. Now we have some announcements.
Dr. Holt wants me to remind you all about the Creekside cleanup. Make sure that you look at your emails for details on when and where that will be. And apparently GPS currently has us out enrolled for that, so let's pump up those numbers and make sure that there's more red out there than blue. And next, I believe we have a walkabout announcement.
Hey guys, I'm the walkabout instructor this year. We have a mountain biking this Saturday. The start time has been moved from 9 a.m. to 10. We have bikes for you, so show up. It's going to be great. We have spots available on the Fall Break Folly Beach surfing trip. Kayaking, paddleboarding, surfing. It's going to be really fun. Chill time. Email Miss Osteen or Mr. Berube, Mr. Berube, sign up. We also have a winter break ski trip in Brighton, Utah. That's going to be fun, lots of snow. So email Ms. Beeble to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, great job, all three of you guys. It was wonderful. Two real quick things. Freshmen, I sent you an email this morning about Honor Council elections. If you are interested in running for Honor Council, you need to have follow the detailed instructions that are on the email. But the deadline to submit to me that your candidacy is Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. If you are interested, I would suggest you look at it this weekend. For everybody else, students and faculty, next Thursday we have a really cool opportunity. The Medal of Honor Center here in Chattanooga. There's a really cool thing that Chattanooga has where we honor the soldiers and sailors who have won the Medal of Honor in the course of our nation's history. It's right here in Chattanooga. And we have a very special opportunity. We have 2 Medal of Honor recipients who will be coming to Baylor on Thursday. We have a 10 a.m. start, but we've got a really cool schedule where we're going to allow them to come and speak to us. I'm going to send everyone today a link to a couple of different videos that explains the background for both of these guys. Really, really fascinating stuff. It'll only take you about 15 minutes or so to watch these videos. Please take a look at them this weekend. I know you've got a lot of things going on, but it'll be really cool and it'll make next Thursday a more meaningful experience for you. So that's the plan. Look for those emails. Go Big Red.
All right, so next week is one of my favorite weeks of the year, and I think you would all agree that it is is everybody looking forward to next week? I love the support that we give each other all throughout campus and really all around, but we've got a number of opportunities next week to do that. On Tuesday, we are going to go to GPS and support our volleyball team as we take on the Bruisers on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have we'll support our girls soccer team as GPS comes to us on Wednesday night here on campus. Thursday, we will host our Baylor Macaulay GPS regatta here, right on the Tennessee River, here at home. So we'll be supporting them. And Friday, we will go over to Macaulay for the football game to support the Big Red over there. Now, there are those opportunities and some others to really support. And there's so many adults who put so much time into preparing a number of activities that are going to be really, really fun for next week. What I need to talk about today is something that is very important for you to pay attention to, because each of you will be representing us when you're at these events and around town. There are times when it gets really dangerous. And it may not seem like that, but if you've been, whether it's, as Riley mentioned, a smoke bomb, like those are things that we need to do a good job of taking care of each other. But when you're at places, when you're especially when we're sitting on the same side, like we will be at GPS, and then here for soccer, it's really important to be respectful of each other. It's important to cheer for us. We want to be loud. Nobody can be more spirited than Baylor students. I know that. But we need to be cheering for us and not against others, which is what really being a part of what a Red Raider really is. But we want to remember that when we're out and about around town, it is an act of vandalism to be destroying property, whether it's cutting, not to mention extremely dangerous, cutting flags off of cars, painting on things that shouldn't be painted on, shooting paintball guns, certainly at all, but in moving vehicles, all these things that have happened, grown over time, that we've done a better job about not having happen the last couple of years. And I realize that many of us in the room have been victims of this in the past. I can't control what happens from other schools, but I can demand that you act like Baylor students each and every day, no matter if you're on campus or off campus. And I've been around Baylor a really long time, and I understand that some of your parents, some of them I went to school with, are not only allowing this, but supporting it in some ways. That doesn't make it okay, and it doesn't mean you're not going to get in trouble if you do these things. It would be my goal to not have anybody do this or misrepresent Baylor in any way, and that would be what I expect of each and every one of you. So a couple of other things. There's a letter that's going to be going home to every student and parents right after this assembly, and it'll be to all Baylor students, all Macaulay students, and all GPS students from all three heads of school. That'll highlight a lot of what I've talked about today, and a couple of other things, even sharing inappropriate messages on social media, being free of profanity and not containing words or phrases edited in an attempt to hide inappropriate messaging. All these things are results of they've happened in the past, right? That's how these items get put on this list. And so I really just, in general, if you have to wonder, is it appropriate or not, it's probably not. So just don't do that. The best thing to do about this, and again, I've been a part of Spirit Week, Rivalry Week for a long time, and what makes it great is when we paint it up. When we have sign painting, I want to come to school on Monday and have signs everywhere. I really want us to do that. I want us to go to all of these events and cheer really loudly for us, support all of the Baylor student athletes who put so much time and effort into preparing for these contests. And let's be there and support them and not get in the middle of all this nonsense that happens around town. It's not a good look for the city of Chattanooga when these things happen around town. So let's do our part, and let's make next week the best Spirit Week that we've ever had. Thank you. Thanks again to Riley, William, and Anna for excellent speeches. Can we give them one more round of applause? I love their messages. They're important for us. We can remember those as we go into next week. Let's have a great weekend. And with that help of our senior leadership, we'll dismiss from the front.
Did you take it? Okay. You're fired. We've got You did good. You did fine. You did fine. You did good, buddy. You did good.
Three amigos.
It's just small family. Okay. Oh, wait. Why are you in Oh, it's like...
The one with the feel bad.
Okay, let's hear. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, good.
Okay, let's go 4.
Okay. Wait, can we come get him? I don't know if it's like this. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Give him a All right, we're trying to... Don't stand by me so I can do this.
Okay, Rory, I'm going to have to retake this. You look... Oh, no, that one's good. That one's good. All right.
Oh, wow. This is great. All right.
Okay. Do you want to look at these and see if you like anything?
And you hadn't heard it, so you were probably really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one. You got a good one? Okay. It's good with everybody?
Good job. Feel better. Happy birthday.
I was getting ready to post on Instagram.
I was like, I'm wet. Yes,
I told you that's what they do. Is that where you? Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go. Your phone might be.
That's right. At least one of the teachers. Yep.
I said, oh, you lost your phone. No, your phone. I had it with me. But what did your phone call? Wait, what did your phone say? So, Ann, can I take a quick picture of you? Just one. You can touch it. Just a quick. Oops. All right, I just want one. I listen, I needed to have one here. Sorry. Oh, thank you. I'll have my hair. By the time you graduate, I'll have my hair. I said they don't.
No, you didn't.
No, it was so really, it was so good. And he walked by and I said, Melissa, where are you? I'm hoping that and he was like, wait, what did she say? Well, what is that? He was and we're shutting down the chapel. Okay, that's his video.
Oh, no, can you do just a picture?
Okay.
I just want to do this.
I was telling them, you know, you've got a problem if they have to give speeches about violence before they.
All right, so
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We'll say 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wait, you didn't take one?
Not yet. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right, so this is Ann.
Seriously, you realize how
All right, tell them this is your speech.
Speeches about
Oh,
violence.
it's every year.
No, you have to look on.
Yeah, they don't do that for Clemson, Carolina, or any. Like, I've never heard anybody give a speech like that.
We get that every
Okay.
year.
All right, tell them. I got it. Yeah, that window is just beautiful.
Could you get a picture?
Yes, let's go up and don't you think we get it a little more? Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful in that line. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, don't let me move over. 1, 2, 3. Very nice, Anna. I will with your dad and we'll go home. Enough of this.